Hello everyone, this is Rajesh, Assistant Professor, Department of ISC, SJBIT, Bangalore. Good morning, Gonada. Myself, Rajesh L, working as Assistant Professor, Department of ISC, SJBIT, Bangalore. Today, we are going to discuss about the fourth program, that is implement simple ESS and with the transmitting nodes in wireless LAN by simulation and determine the performance with respect to transmission of packets. So let us understand what is meant by ESS, extended service set. An extended service set is a collection of one or more basic service set. The basic service set BSS contains certain nodes in it and they are going to communicate from one basic service set to another basic service set. If you are creating a communication, then we call that as extended service set. So such a simulation we want to implement here. Secondly, here in this program we are going to study wireless LAN. We can have wired LAN and wireless LAN. Wireless LAN means we do not have a physical communication channel between the nodes which are exist in the network. Okay, there is no physical communication channel. Nodes are, again, if there is no channel, fixed channel means the nodes can be mobile in nature. So if they are mobile in nature, the topology is not a fixed one. Okay, you can't expect the same topology at a different time intervals. Whereas in case of wired LAN, the physical communication channel is established between each and every node. Okay, there is a wired connection, and because of this wire that exists between each and every node, that will give you a fixed topology. This is one of the biggest difference between wired to wireless network. So in order to understand the fourth program, okay, we need to understand some of the parameters which will set, okay, which will be set for this program. So the parameters that have been set for the wireless communication involves the choosing channel type. The channel type is wireless channel. So wireless channel is a subclass under the channel class. So you are creating one variable CHAN. So the command SET is used to create this CHAN under this class. Similarly, propagation. The propagation is a two-ray ground propagation. So this is also subclass of the propagation and will be set to a new variable PROP. Antenna type that we are chosen is omnidirectional. That is, omnidirectional antenna means 360 degree. You can send or receive the data in any of the directional. Other two types of antennas are there. Unidirectional antenna, that is, you can do a transmission within 90 degree. Bidirectional, 180 degree transmissions. Next, the physical layer, the data link layer is used in our cases wireless. In wireless means the data link layer can be viewed into logical link layer. To view that logical link layer properties, we are setting one more variable LL. If you are using a MAC layer, then you are establishing a physical configuration, physical communication characteristics. So MAC 802.11. Okay, this is for wireless LAN. If it is wired LAN, 802.3 we need to set. So this will indicate whether you have been created a wired LAN or wireless LAN. MAC/802 802.11 indicates that you are creating a wireless LAN. So this is an important parameter. Up next we have a type of queue that is been used. Here we are using a priority queue, PRIQ characteristics, that is been assigned to a variable IFQ. Okay, so which comes under the drop tile object. So therefore we are using q slash drop tile slash PRIQ. Okay, the length of the queue is been set as 50 to the variable IFQ length. So it depends upon the problem or the program that you are executing, environment in you are executing. So you can vary the queue size also. As I said, the type of the network interface is considered as wireless physical interface, and then the routing protocol that we are used is a DSDV, destination sequence distance vector protocol. We can use some other protocols like OSPF, RIP, Digistars, okay, link state routing, reactive, proactive routing algorithms, ad hoc static routing algorithms. Okay, various routing algorithms can be used. And then we have one more parameter, NN. This is how many number of nodes that you are been using in your simulation, that will be assigned to NN. Okay, so here I am considered only 2 mobile nodes. Okay, if you want to go with more than 2, you can assign here how many number of nodes that you want. Okay, next we need to create a network simulator object by using this first line. So this and all we know. So setting the name file, setting the trace file. Okay, the green color, this is very important. Wireless nodes can move. Okay, because of the mobility, the distance from one node to another node keeps on changing over the time. So topology is not constant, and the mobiles are not devices are not constant. They are in a movement always. To keep track of their positions in the topology grid, okay, topology is been viewed in terms of XYZ axis. So I wanted to locate the nodes place in that grid. So we are using the general operations director, GOD, as Hindu god. Okay, so GOD object is going to locate the exact place of that node. So to do that, we are using these 3 lines of code. Set topo, new topography. Okay, and then topo is a load flat grid. What is the grid capacity? 500 into 500 x into y. Create this number of nodes, that is initially we assigned NN as 2. So for this 2 nodes you create x and y coordination to locate these 2 nodes. Then we need to configure the nodes. Okay, I have 2 nodes now in my simulation. It contains 2 nodes. The 2 nodes can be configured according to the parameters what we discussed in the first slide. Okay, here whatever the parameters that we discussed, all these parameters are applicable to these 2 nodes NN. Okay, the routing is DSDV, link type is LL, MAC, then Q type is IFQ, Q length is 50, antenna type is omnidirectional, propagation delay or propagation type. Okay, then physical interface type, topography, channels. Okay, all these are being defined and all these are been assigned to set to our nodes. The 2 important things that are not discussed earlier, okay, those are one is agent trace and router trace. These 2 fields are important in our program. That is, agent trace is been identified by one of the field called as AGT. Router trace is been identified by RTR. MAC trace to movement trace are been off here. We don't want this. Okay, because the data trace file for wired and wireless is not same. So because of that reason, some only agent trace and router trace is on for wireless LAN. Okay, now as many number of nodes that you want, you can able to create by using this for loop. It is having the structure for I is equals to 0 to NN, how many number of nodes, increment, then assign whatever you want to the nodes. Okay, so first program and second program we had seen that $ns node characteristics are been assigned to this node 0, node 1, node 2, node 3, like that. Okay, then assign the mobility to these nodes. Initially the z-axis position will be 0 0. You mention the x and y axis, x and y place of each and every node by using this convention. Okay, then configuration of the traffic type. The traffic can be CBR, TCP, okay, or UDP, SCTP, FTP, whatever you want you can set. Here we were used TCP, that is connection oriented. One of the node is TCP sync. Sync is been reassigned as sync here, TCP sync. TCP node is TCP. Attach the node 0 as TCP, node 1 is your sync. Okay, and then again node 1 to node 2 the configuration will vary. Set the time for traffic generation at from which point you are going to start generating the traffic. Okay, here 10.0 milliseconds we are going to do this. Reset the node configurations. If you want to reset, you go follow this. Terminate the procedure, we all know this. Okay, procedure stop or finish. Okay, global variables, close that and then close your NAM file, then start executing. Okay, in our simulation generally go with the program. One second. Okay, in our simulation gedit prog4.tcl. okay, this is the program. We are first node as sender n0, second node as sender or receiver n1, third node is destination n2. Okay, so n0 to n1, so if n0 is sender, n1 is receiver, otherwise n1 becomes sender, n2 is destination, receiver. Okay, so BSS1 is represented from n0 to n1, BSS2 is represented from n1 to n2. So together n0 to n2 is we were establishing a connection, so we want to exchange the communication or data from n0 to n2. So that means two BSS are there, so one ESS we are going to explain. That means it will be formed as, collectively we call that as one extended service. As I told, set this channel propagation as it is, we indicated here. We set the properties, configured the properties, opened the simulator, then one trace, one NAM file, flat grid of 1000 cross 1000. Okay, then 3 nodes. Okay, then the n0 is a TCP, that is sender, n1 is sync or TCP1. If it is receiving the data from n0, then it acts as like a sync, that is receiver, destination. Otherwise this will be the sender, then n2 will be the receiver, sync 2. So this is the configuration we set. Initial position of x and y excuse me 3 nodes are being defined. Then at a 0.1 location, where does your node 1 will reside in the grid position is being indicated over here. It is at 50 50, 100 100, 600 600, somewhere we are locating those nodes. Then we are attaching n0 as a TCP node. Okay, then I'll start sending the data. n1 is a sync node, I will receive the data from n0. Then n1 can be TCP. Okay, so connect TCP 0 to sync 1, first basic service set. Then second basic service set TCP 1 to sync 2. Okay, do establish the connection. Let us see the result of this. Okay, ns prog4.tcl. so that there is TCP0 sync 1 and sync 2. This is the placement of the nodes at initially. I'll increase the step count. I'll advance fast forward. See the communication happening between TCP0 to sync 1 initially. Okay. This is basic service set BSS1. See the time has been increased. Step as I shown step count is 398.1. See the sync 1 is moving away from this BSS1. Now we formed another BSS. So now we are sending sync 1 to sync 2, and then the location has been again taken place. So we will establish here the connection. Like that the program will continue its execution. Now I wanted to see the ACK file for this. Okay, program 4.awk. Okay, DCL. Okay, that's all regarding the fourth. Okay, thank you very much. So continuation of the fourth program, that is we are trying to get the throughput from N0 to N1 and throughput of N1 to N2 from one basic service set and another basic service set. So in order to determine that, we have the ACK file, okay, that is prog4.awk. So here we were declaring totally 2 plus 2 plus 6 variables. Okay, count 1, count 2, packet 1, packet 2, time 1, time 2. Count 1, packet 1, time 1 are the variables which have been used to measure the throughput of the throughput between N0 to N1. Okay, N0 to N1. So we had seen in the trace file, this is the structure of the trace file. The first field is the event field. Event can be either R plus minus D. If it is R means received. Okay, D means dropped, plus means N queued, minus means D queued. $2 means the second field in the trace file. $3 means third field. $4 means the fourth field, like that. In the fourth program, just look into this. Okay, we are using $1, $3, $4. Okay, $1, $3, $4 and $8, $2. These are the fields of the trace file we are using in order to measure the performance, that is throughput. So what is the $1R? So if it is received, if you have received some of the packets that is been identified with the letter R. Okay, so fine. So $1 is equals to R. Next, $3 is equals to 1. So if you are receiving the packet from which node? From the node 1. Okay, so from the node, from which node? From the node 1. 1 is means node 1. Okay, $4 is AGT if the packet type is of AGT. Okay, that is $4. Then the flow label is been assigned to this packet, and then the time of receiving this packet is been present at the time field, is been loaded into time variable. Like that, I am going to keep on counting the number of packets which have been received or for received from the node 1 of the type AGT. These details are going to be updated. Similarly for node 2, okay, if you are receiving such a packet from node 2, I am going to update the count to pack 2 and time 2. So based on these values, I will measure the throughput from N0 to N1. N0 to N1 is there in count 1 packet 1 time 1 parameters. So I will just multiply count 1 into packet 1 into 8 bits per byte. Okay, so that is been multiplied divided by time 1 into megabits are there. So I have to divide it by 1 lakh times, that is 1 in 1 6 zeros. Okay, so if you do this, you will get the throughput value of that n0 to n1. Similarly, n1 to n2 I have to determine. Just go here, awk minus f prog4.awk space pgm4.tr. okay, if we give this, I will get the throughput of that n0 to n1. okay, that is a 5733.30 so and so. This is the throughput, and here n1 to n2 is 906.96 so and so. okay, let us see the content of our trace file. pgm4.tr is my trace file, which is created in the I'll show that. okay, tr. okay, look into this. You will get, if the first field is r, okay, and third field is agt, such a lines I need to select. Here it is, first field is r, from which node you are receiving, from the first node agt. okay, then the sequence number is going to be determined. Similarly, the second, yeah, here, okay, received from the node 1 agt, you have to count. Similarly, we are going for, okay, node 2 also. There are so many packets which have been received within the time of execution, that will be counted and executed, and the same will be shown in the throughput. That is the result of this fourth program. Thank you.